I just finished watching the Dune movie. Amazing. Amazing. It had everything. It went different than the original movies. I almost want to go back and watch that little, I think they had like a 3-part series a while back, a long time ago. Maybe even early 2000s, if I remember correctly. I think it was early 2000s. And, I mean, there wasn't too much overuse of the voice, you know, from, and then also the sister, you know, that they did different things. They did different things with the sister and everything. Also beautiful. Wow. I mean, beautiful. There's some beautiful chicks in there. Like, the Emperor's daughter was beautiful. She was also beautiful in the original movies too. And again, beautiful in the books. And then even the one of the Harkonnen house, she was beautiful. She also, it's the same person that played Fragile in, the Death Stranding games. She always does well as playing herself, when they model her, like they model her beautifully in Death Stranding. They also modeled her beautifully, she was pretty much what she really looks like. Beautiful. I thought that was good. I thought, even, you know, all the different, you can see like the Harkonnen culture is more of like a more Russian culture. It seems like, you know, Vladimir, blah, blah, Baron, old European culture and things like that. I mean, Planet Harkonnen, the blackened teeth. If you read the books, the blackened teeth were there. Oh, amazing there. I thought that was really cool. Also the what was it? The viciousness, violent, depraved nature of the Baron himself and the Na Baron as well. Even Beast Raban, him, I thought he did very well in this movie. There were a lot of things from the book, of course, they followed very well. I thought that was great. You know, I mean, the worms, man. The worms, dog. The worms. They had the worms, dog. Niggas was riding worms into battle and shit. I fucking loved it. Hey, man, I'm in that movie. I'm like, yes, giving me more. Like that shit there was so cold. That shit was so cold-blooded, man. That movie was good. Definitely recommend it. I won't say 10 out of 10. Honestly, I have to watch it again. I won't be like, oh my God, 10 out of 10. But they followed the source material very well. There are some things that I wish I could have seen. They escaped me now. And not even that I wish I could have seen, but, you know, you started to see really the inner workings of the Bene Gesserit sisters and plans within plans, which is, they uttered that once in the movie. And I thought that was good, but it wasn't, when I remember listening to the books, the plans within plans was more of something that the daughter, I think the daughter would say. I think, is that the daughter or Lady Atreides would say. So she would say plans within plans and stuff like that. And it was also really a thought in the books itself. But I thought that was pretty good. Her becoming the Reverend Mother and stuff like that. Again, you know, that's not really much of a spoiler. That's like, if you haven't watched the first one, man, I mean, come on. All that was there. But then the obvious continuation. Definitely going to be another one. And we'll see how that works. I don't remember this part in terms of, you know, what they're going to be basing the next movies on. But honestly, man, if they don't continue this series, at least another 2 parts. Another 2 parts could really do this story justice and flesh it all out. Oh, sorry. Could flesh it all out. another two parts can do. They can do well with another two parts of this movie. And what did it for me is that it was a whole fulfilling movie, and it didn't let down from the first one. Like, immediately, Netflix took it off on the 29th. So Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night. So that was the last day you can actually view it on Netflix. But I'm ready to go buy the movies, buy both movies. I want them both right now. Right now. I think I even have the original movie in my YouTube account. But I mean, the movie was good, man. The movie, it was so many things. The visuals. I have to see some of the visuals again. See it on the big boy. I gotta see them visuals again. I mean, just the visuals of Planet Harkonnen and how everything was just. I don't want to spoil that part because I want you to see the visuals, but like just the contrast of how they talked about the sun and everything and how it affects the lighting of the planet and why they look how they look. I was just like, yep. And also that scene where, like, you know, you had that, you know, different color distortion. And you saw how kind of it symbolized a little bit about the planet in terms of like what's expected there, how the people are, how it's numerous, like a lot of people there, but you know, how harsh it is as well, and how that actually influences their society, and also how the Baron influences the society in terms of the things that he does. I mean, plans within plans, man. Plans within plans there. I mean, I thought that was great. How they actually brought that piece from the book, but then they brought that piece from the book, but they brought it out in such a way that it showed, I mean, just amazing character development. You know, I think Thade Ralpha, in terms of him and his importance, the last battle. Okay, you know, the last battle was okay because I'm like, okay, well, you know, if the protagonist is supposed to win this last battle, I don't know. I'm a little bit about that. But I don't think that's anything. That's the last battle. All I got to say about the ending is kiss the ring. Kiss the ring. That was cold. That was cold. It was a good movie. Definitely got to go watch it. Definitely got to be there for the visuals. It is a long one. I think it's like 2 hours and 46 minutes is what I saw on Fandango before I left. But excuse me. But it was a really good movie. I was very impressed with it. I want to say a 9 out of 10. A 9 out of 10. And I could almost say, like, hey, it was even a 10 out of 10. I could have wished it would have been a little bit longer. But also, I can't even say that, man. I'm really leaning towards a 10 out of 10, man. That was a good fucking movie. That was an immediate purchase. Like, that was one of those movies I will not disrespect it by bootlegging it. But if you have a good copy, let me know. But, like, bro, that movie that makes me want to listen to the books. I'm listening to the Fall of America series on YouTube right now. It's a playlist. It's 11 books. I'm in book 8 right now. I listened at 2x playback speed while I'm doing electrical work and some other stuff. You know, got the trench dug yesterday and laid the power and fiber optic cable. The fiber optic cable is connected to the other building. So the network is extended out to that. In the power, I really it's just waiting on me. Like, I can connect everything right now, actually, but really don't feel like it. I was working out there not all day, but good amount of time. Had some youngins come and make sure that the hole was 2 feet deep. You got to make sure you do that per code when bearing a 2-gauge 100 amp circuit, 2-gauge wire 100 amp circuit. So it's 4 wires, 222. 4. So the 4-gauge wire is the ground. Sorry, it must have been the dogs. But altogether, you know, a lot of things are progressing. I mean, the character progression of Paul Atreides. Muad'Dib. I mean, I forgot the guy's name, man. He played a villain in, man, he played a couple villains. It's not Benicio del Toro, but the guy from even the first movie is like his guidance of Paul into being the spoken one of the prophecy and everything. I thought that was good. I thought that was well done. If we say plans within plans, there were storylines and plots within storylines and everything. Everything's just woven together very well. Really well done. Really, really well done. Even the Bene Gesserit and how they put everything together and how they orchestrate things, right? In terms of lineage and so on and so forth, and explaining some of the things that actually happened, and also being upfront and not really being too opaque or anything like that in terms of like hiding anything, like being clear and straightforward and saying, yes, this is why we did it, so on and so forth. And I thought that was good. And then also the character progression of the Emperor's daughter, and how she started to grow and understand what was going on and how everything worked. And also the Emperor and how he was also molding her in a lot of ways. And showing a different side, too. Showing a different side of the Emperor as opposed to what was in the books. I thought that was interesting in terms of the one scene where the Empress is talking about how the Emperor felt. You'll have to see that. And if you read the books, you'll kind of know what I'm saying. Especially how he was portrayed in the first movies, the original set of movies. And then how he's also portrayed, in this one. I thought that was interesting. I thought that was different. That was different. That's where it's just like, that's a little bit different than what the book's saying. But at the same time, I like that interesting take on it. And it's not a scene. It's a scene that's narrated, but it's not a scene that is really where you speak or where things are spoken. Everything is visual and you see the expressions on the person's face and everything else like that. So I thought that was pretty good. Oh man, there's just so much. I almost want to do like a panel, man. I want to do probably a movie review. I'll probably have to reach out to Ed because I didn't even watch his live stream where he talked about it. So I'm probably going to watch that now. Then I've watched the movie. But I almost want to talk about that. I also would love to see a behind the wall about this shit. I'll probably tag maybe Ed and BGS in this or something like that. But I definitely want to see a behind the wall of this. And then how the Bene Gesserit, and I mean, okay, even if you start to put it into esoteric terms, Paul gaining the power of the Bene Gesserit Reverend Mothers. Like, again, I know it's a spoiler, but if you haven't watched the original movies or the books, I mean, I'm sorry. I probably should have said spoiler alert at the end of the video here. But, she could, abomination. I'm telling you, man. It had everything in it. It had everything in it. Like, there wasn't much missing. It had everything in it. That was a good fucking movie, dude. That movie was dope. That movie was dope. That movie was dope. All right. I'm probably gonna chill here for a little bit and eat. I might go back out, man, because I'm kind of feeling that type of way a little bit. I'm not sick. I have allergies. That's the reason for the sniffles. You know, everything's turning freaking yellow around here now with all this damn pollen. But, all right. Hey, listen, I wish you all the best. Love you all. Be safe. Please watch Dune 2. As much as I gave out some things about the movie, honestly, you know, it's one of those things where how people would talk about the Harry Potter movies, and every year they replay those things and you watch the whole series over and over again. Dune is one of those things you can do that at least every 2 to 3 years. And I'm talking like I would watch the entire catalog, all the intellectual properties, man, like the original movies, of course, listening to the books and stuff like that. I listened to most of the books. I think I listened to the Butlerian Jihad. I never listened to the God Emperor, because I thought that was weird when he, you know, turning into a worm himself. A mix between the two. I never listened to that. But the original books, man, and I just, if BGS could do like a breakdown, I might pay for this. I gotta see what the money's looking like. If you can do a breakdown of Paul's progression, and I think there's some inner feminine, inner masculine connection. There's an esoteric meaning to all of this, where all this stuff is connected, and Paul becoming somewhat complete, you know, and then also a matriarchy that becomes ruled, a matriarchy that's built up and then becomes ruled by a man or patriarch that understands, you know, and allows, you know, the women to lead and stuff like that, which is the crazy part, because you start to see where this matriarchal system was built up in the Bene Gesserit, and then Paul comes to sit at that throne, and he sits at many thrones, the Baron and thrones too. You'll see what I'm saying on that one. But Paul sitting on many thrones and taking many, yeah, dope. All right, with that being said, talk to y'all later. Peace, love you, bye.